Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of YannaAsks. And for today's topic, we'll be discussing how to be successful, whether that's in your life or in career, because who doesn't want to be successful, right? And with us today, I've invited a guest whom I think is very special because, since I learned about her inspiring story, I've been a fan and a follower of her journey. And I think she really exemplifies being a successful woman at her young age. So she is a keynote speaker, a photographer, a businesswoman, and the CEO of Access Travel, PH. So everyone, let's welcome Miss Angely Dub. Hey,
Hi,
Angeli.
actually, hi. Super overwhelming naman.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here today. Hope everything is doing well for you.
Thank you very much for inviting me, despite so super busy everywhere and super confusing. Like I don't know what's going on, but yeah, every time I get chances like this, I always try to accept them
Mhm,
because it's my chance to share my story. Because I'm a very private person. I
mhm.
don't really share so much of my life, especially these times. I want to keep it private, muna. This is the only time I've gotten for myself for the last 10 years, so I'm
Oh,
enjoying it.
yeah, yeah. All right. So, as said, we'll talk about being successful. So, you've ventured into entrepreneurship at a very young age, if I'm not mistaken, at 19, or
Yes.
in your late teenage years. And look at what you've become right now. You're very successful. So, and you're juggling a lot of things. So, if you can share just three most important tips of that you can tell people on how to be successful, what would those tips be?
Okay. First of all, for every person, success has different definition.
Yeah.
Okay. I always tell this to people. Like sometimes, kasi when we hear the word success, for us, we interpret it like dapat may bahay ka. You need to
Yeah.
have a lot of money. You need to have good cars, or kasi that's how the media shows richness is or success is. Like for you to tell someone is successful, that person needs to have, like, let's say, Land Rover. But it's not like that for me. It's never been like that for me. For me, success has been like I have control over my time and what I do. When I
Agree.
want to stop, I want to stop. I no one controls my life or what I want to do, when I want to rest, when I want to go, or if I want to work 5 years straight. That's my own decision. That's success
Mhm,
for me. you
mhm.
know but for other people, success is being a mom.
Agree.
I have friends like that. Whenever I used to ask them, hey, what do you want to be? I just want to have a family and be a mom. But normally these women, they get a lot of judgment from people. Because for us, being a mom is like they refer to magiging losyang ka, being in the house, just taking care of your kids. So, but that's success for them, and we are no one to judge them. For some people, being successful is like learning all throughout their lives. Like they finish medicine, then they want to be a lawyer. So that's success for them. So mine has been, as I've said, is my freedom, my time, and I can do whatever I want. That's success
Yeah.
for me, and it has nothing to do with money. Like example, I don't even have my own house. I'm turning 30. I still live with my mom. I don't even have a room. This is our garage. She turned it to my room and my
Mhm.
mini gym. So that's not part of my success equation.
Yeah.
But I own 8 condo units, but I don't live in them because I'm a source of income, real estate. So that's how it is. So my tip for people is, my tips are, so 3 tips. Know what makes you happy, then that's your success. You don't need, like, if you think money is everything for you, but you're not happy, then that's not success.
Mhm.
Like my whole life, in my 20s, parang I wanted to see the world. I intentionally kept myself like away from everyone because I was so selfish with my time. When you're 20s, your energy is 200 over 100. I didn't invest my time in just like sino-sino lang na person. I was just with my close friends, with my family, and I intentionally stayed single because I wanted to do everything. Because sometimes when you fall in love with a person, biglang you want to have a family na. So, you don't get to do everything you want. So I was like, oops, 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 not yet, not yet, not yet. So till
Mhm.
last year, I was finally ready. I was like, okay, I finally like this guy. And I'm turning 30. I've enjoyed my 20s like so, so much. even I get pregnant or I get married, there are no regrets na kasi
Mm.
I've given like more
Yeah.
than 10 years to myself. So now
Mm.
like my goals are becoming different. Now I want to be a mom. Now I'm parang it's changing direction na kasi like before COVID, before the pandemic, parang my last trip was Antarctica. Then I said I will take masters for a year. Then when I meet someone, I think I'm okay to get married. But now pandemic happened, so my masters moved. But it's okay, you know. So, first tip is, of course, know what makes you happy. Don't listen to other people because even you're doing wrong or right, people will judge.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. No matter what you do, people have something to say.
Mm.
Number two is focus on yourself because everything you need in life comes within yourself.
Mm.
You know, number three, know how to stand for what you want, even that's against your family.
Mm.
You know, like I'm very blessed. I always tell these people, I don't, of course I don't know how it works with other families, but with my mom kasi we are allowed to do anything we want. Our only exception in life is like don't get pregnant if you're not ready for it,
Mm.
because that's end of your freedom as a woman.
Mm.
If you get pregnant while you're 21, 22, she thinks that's wrong
Yep.
for her kids. And we grew up with that perspective, like getting pregnant at 21 is not right because
Mm.
I'm supposed to enjoy my life. That's what my mom said. So I grew up in that culture, but I was free to do anything I wanted. Like
Yeah.
fly here alone, fly to Europe, fly to Latin America
Mm.
alone. She didn't say anything. So I grew up in that environment. That's why I'm so strong. I'm so independent. Like 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, I just started food business. You know, I'm that kind
Yeah.
of person. I'm so adventurous. I mean, I don't even think about what's gonna happen. Just go, go, go. Just do it. So you know, I was raised in that kind of environment by my mom. So those are my three tips.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing those. Really, really makes sense. And, for sharing your background. I think, lots of people really admire you for your independence. And so sharing that, now they know, okay, what really, what you really went through, why you've become this kind of woman.
Right.
So, yeah, you mentioned also that, you've been working so hard for the past 10 years. And to achieve what you have right now, of course, you have to sacrifice some things. So for sure,
Right.
you've given up some things. So looking back, if you would have the chance to go back, will there be any regrets, or would you have changed anything with the things that you've done?
Yana, I think I believe in life that everything comes with a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You can't have anything without sacrificing something. So I think, as I've said, I've lived my life very, very well, and I don't regret anything that I missed out on something because I'm very proactive person eh. Kasi before anything happens, parang I have backup plan na. So that's how I am. So what happened with my life kasi everything was given to me. I'm so sorry about my dogs kasi my dogs are very
No
big.
worries.
So they're just right here. You can hear them. Okay. So basically my life has been an adventure since my dad died. Kasi my dad died out of nowhere. Parang he was just gone. So after that, parang I adopted that mentality. Like if I want to do something, ngayon na. There's no mañana, no tomorrow.
Yeah.
No bahala na. Everything should be perfect and everything should be done today. End of the story. Tomorrow I don't know if I will be here or not. So that's what happened with my life. So what else, Baba? If I regret one thing is it's not a regret. It will be with me my whole life. I wish my dad was here.
Mm.
Parang that's one thing that's missing in my life. I think that was also the one thing that I've kept myself like away from people. Like I like working and being on my own because for the longest time I was keeping that pain inside me that I don't have my dad. Everyone has their dad. Of course, when you're 13, you don't understand those things.
Yeah.
Parang why my dad left so early. Parang her dad is still here. So I was carrying that pain for almost like 10 years. Till I understood, everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
So parang anong nangyari, now I understand that maybe that happened because I was meant to run this company. If my dad
Yeah.
would be here, but I won't be able to do this. So yun lang. Or maybe parang one more regret is sort of regret. Not really regret. I think all of us are like
Yeah.
that. I wish I had more time with my family.
Mhm.
I wish I had spent more time with them. Diba?
Mhm.
So that's it. That's it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing those. They're a bit personal, and it's good to hear. And I agree, everything comes with a sacrifice, and I'm sure a lot of
Yeah,
people can relate to that. In whichever career you're in, if you want to be successful, you really have to choose sometimes which to prioritize. And so, yeah, everything
right.
comes
And
with a sacrifice.
that's what I tell people all the time. Like everything you see on my account is like I'm traveling. It's just not even 1% of what I do in real
Yeah.
life, you know? I mean, it's just part of the business. But no one sees like I work 18 hours a day, I'm on call 24/7 and everything. But I'm okay. I mean, these people whoever following me on Instagram, it's not my responsibility to be the role model, you know. I know nowadays there are so many bashers. If you do something, they go against you, or if you voice out something, parang
Mhm.
it's not our responsibility to be your role model.
Yep.
If there's something wrong with you, if you want to hate, that's your own personal problem. And
Mhm.
I never asked anyone to follow me because, in the end, I just became like this because of my business, you know? I don't owe anyone anything. This is my platform and I can share it whatever I want. And if
Mhm.
you want to follow, follow. If you don't want to follow, I mean, I'm not making
Yeah.
money out of it because I'm not an influencer, you know. I'm just sharing my life. And when the good thing about me is I think I've been sharing real stuff ever since.
Mhm. I
So when you're a
agree.
new follower, so
Yeah.
when you're a new follower, you will be like, OMG, why is she like making stories in Sambahay? So
Yeah,
there.
I do agree on that because I also follow your online video series or Life in Progress, right? Yeah.
Yes, those are so like raw.
Yeah, very, very raw, very authentic. Yeah. Okay, so I'll jump on now to the next question, with which I think is a dilemma of many people, especially those in early adulthood. Because two things. First is, we're kind of in a dilemma whether to believe in the saying that life is short, so while you still have time, enjoy now, or what we call YOLO, or you only live once. So
Right.
they say, once you still have the energy, so go travel, go do the things that you want, because when you grow old, sometimes you don't have the time or energy to do them anymore. But the second one is that work now, enjoy later. So what's your take on this?
Well, my stand has been like work now, enjoy later. You know, because youth is, let's say, just 5 years or 6 years, but adulthood is your whole life.
Yeah.
So, are you really willing to sacrifice your whole life just to
Mhm.
enjoy 5 years?
Mhm.
So, I personally think, like, I was working when all my friends were enjoying, you know, like with my new business. I'm not even a culinary major, you know, I don't even know how to cook, but I was the one who built the business and I hired my chef friends to work for me or with me. So, you know, that makes all the difference,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
they were the real chefs, but they don't have the power, you know, to start a business, or they're scared. They don't have, you know, anything that they can start business with. So yun, ako yung nag-start, then now they will cook for my business. So,
Mhm.
you know, I personally believe your highest energy is in your 20s, and make sure to use it to make money, because
Yeah.
in reality, we need money to enjoy, because
Mhm.
you don't want to enjoy the
Agree.
5 years of your life and you washing dishes in Latin America just to pay for that trip.
Mhm. Yep.
Then if you do that, you will end up washing dishes your whole life. You know, that's reality, that's life, because, you know, this is not even being old school. That's how it is. We need money to pay for everything.
Mhm.
That's being realistic. If I want to travel, I mean, I was working, like I've started working when I was 15. I'm still working at the age of 30, but I've understood from the very beginning, if I want to live a good life, I need money. End of the
Mhm.
story.
Mhm.
You know, I know people hate money, but me, I mean, there are people like, you know, they give you this ano na parang ay mukhang pera yan,
Mhm.
but that's not how it is. Being mukhang pera is different from having a good relationship with money.
Yeah.
Like me myself, I considered I have a very good relationship with my money. I love money because all my money I've invested it for my future, you know. Now I have so many condominiums, which is already income, because I've been working for the longest time.
Mhm.
But for me, what luho is bad when you have money, but you use your money the bad way. But
Mhm.
I didn't use my money, that everything I've earned in that way. So it's all about having relationship with money. Then you know that life is of course short, but it doesn't mean you have to be ignorant about
Yeah.
it or use it the bad way. You
Mhm.
know, being stupid is like the worst thing you can do to yourself because you're using these lines in the wrong way, right? For me, of course, also believe that life is short, but like if I want to do this, I'm gonna do this in that way. I want to start this business. I will do it right
Yeah.
now.
Mm.
Yes, in that way, but not like, oh, I only have 10,000 pesos. There's a sale. My ticket is
Mm.
8,000. Then bahala na with 2,000. Then what will you do? You ask for utang just to make that trip happen.
Mm.
That you're not really capable of.
Mm. Yeah.
That's doing it the bad way.
Mm. Agree. That makes so much sense, especially at this time right now. It's pandemic and most of the people have lost their businesses, their jobs. So if you didn't save before, 'di ba? Parang paano ka
Yes,
ngayon? Yeah. That
yes,
that that's
yes. You
where
know,
I guess emergency fund comes in, the importance of saving and
yes,
investing.
yes. And I've grown in an environment here where I see people get sweldo today, ubos tomorrow,
Yeah.
because they live like a very good life just for one day,
Mhm. One day
right?
millionaire. Yeah.
Yes, one day millionaire, and tomorrow they don't have anything. Like so many people ask me, like, Angeli, how are you surviving? I told them I have so much savings because I've been living a very simple life my whole life. Even it seems glamorous because I travel, but it's not for vacation. My trips are not for
Mhm.
that I'm on vacation, like 250 days a year.
Yeah.
Everything is for work. Especially in my kind of work. My work is like so evil. Right, you're in Paris. Oh my god, you see everything, but it's all called self-control.
Mhm.
You need to have self-control, otherwise you'll finish all your money.
Yes, yes, agree. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so Angeli, just to wrap this up, so last question. Again, people see you as very successful at your young age. So can you share your next career goals in case you have some at your mind right now? And when will you finally say that, okay, I'm already okay?
Okay, honestly, Anna, for me, being okay or stopping from doing something is the end of your life. I honestly believe we can grow everything. There are millions of opportunities. Like I turned the ihaw into like Starbucks. People now buy your ihaw because they feel like just because I own Access Travel, they're getting the same service.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, who would have thought that during these times I could build a business like this to still make people happy with the customer service I know. So I think it's all in your perspective. If you want to stop that, like from being successful or anything, if you think there should be a like end point, then that's the end of your life.
Mm,
Like my goals are, just in case my Access Travel is so good now, and my Bulleted Kitchen, if it becomes successful, I think the next thing I want to build is my personal, what I want for
mm,
myself, like not as a businesswoman, but as a person. What do I want? And I want to study. I want to pursue greater
mm,
education, and which is I want to take my master's, I want to study psychology. So those kind of things, like me being a businesswoman for the last 10 years, I just want to take a break, but it doesn't mean like break and nah, no more
yeah.
improvements. No. So I just want to make myself greater because I am the soul of my business. If I can get more education, I can get achieve more things in the same business.
Mm,
Right? I mean, I never thought I could run a food business, because my line of business is like very, very different from food business. But
mm,
I was able to pull it off.
yeah.
It's our third week and we're losing our minds.
Mm.
I just started this business with 3,000 pesos.
Oh.
Yes. And
Really?
now we're running ads for worth like 25,000 pesos.
Mhm,
So that's how it is. I think that's my strength. I'm not really scared of failing
mm,
because I personally believe when you fail, you learn.
mm. Yeah.
I think that's the best lesson you can get. Parang, oh my god, I failed. What can I get out of this? I think the problem nowadays with people are very, very sensitive.
Mm,
Like they can't take any bad comment. They can't take literally anything. Like if you say something, you're automatically bad to them. If they ask you, you give an honest opinion, they don't like you, they hate you already.
Mm.
I think that's the best part about me as a person. I always look for people who can tell me what's wrong with me,
Yeah.
because it takes like really strength from other person to tell someone like, hey, this is not right. And I love those kind of people, because sometimes we think we are doing everything good, everything right, parang walang mali, tas biglang someone sees it, parang ikaw, oh nga no, right? So I think in my 29 years of existence, if there's one thing I've learned, is to correct myself when I've done something wrong. I
Yeah.
think that, I mean, I'm very more about, di ba, parang I said in the beginning, everything is within yourself. Also correcting your bad sides. It should always come from you. Like, there are times when I lose my everything, like I start to scream like, ano ba to? Ba't ganyan in the business? Then I correct myself. Hindi nakatulong yon. It didn't help anyone. That me screaming and shouting, "Where's the ganyan? We're late!" La 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 la. So it didn't help anyone. So whenever that kind of situation happens again, of course, in the end, I'm still a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I lose it when everything is messed up. So that's how it is. That's progress. That's success. That's self
Mhm.
love. When you say self love, that's also accepting your
Mhm.
bad side,
Yeah. Yeah.
and working on them day by day, because you can be a perfect human just like that.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yep. And listening to those feedback, whether good or bad, that's the only way you can actually improve and, turn those bad into something that can be in your favor, turning this into
Right.
something positive. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much, Angeli. Really, really a good talk. And I'm sure our viewers really learned a lot from that. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing, your journey and your insights on things. And very much good luck to Access Travel PH and Bulilit Kitchen. More power to you.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Very much, Yana. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.